There we go.
There we go.
B team, we're back. We just had the jersey giveaway. Congratulations to Hunter Landon / Landon Hunter.
Landon Hunter.
Yeah, that was fun. It was a unique way to pick a winner, but for everyone else that entered, thank you. My buddies, sorry didn't win. A couple others. We were rooting for everybody. We wanted everybody to win. It was not rigged. The NFL might be, but not the Jalen Hurts giveaway.
This was the least rigged thing that we did on this show.
Yeah, we went through whole tournaments, did everything we possibly could. We used a freaking bingo set.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you just can't rig it there. I mean, we did what we had to do. And we picked a winner. He's going to get the jersey. But that's not the only one we're going to do, guys. We're going to go – we still have Bryce Harper jerseys to give away. That will hopefully be next. Throwback AI jerseys. We want to get all the Philly jerseys. Dude, we can do an Embiid. Well, Embiid's going to get traded.
Yeah, so let's not do we can't do a Sixer from right now. No. It has to be a past Sixer. Like Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons, Tyrese Maxey. I think that would be an acceptable one.
That would be acceptable.
Maybe like
James Harden?
No, because they'd get burnt right away.
Ben Simmons would too.
Yeah. What about a Philly Union jersey?
Oh, we could do that.
I
might be able to. We could get one from Chris.
Yes, because Philly Union's on the come up. I think a lot of the Philly sports fans are starting to succumb to the Philly Union.
World Cup coming.
Yeah, World Cup is coming. But I think that would be great. I mean, it might not be right away, but I think once the season wraps up, we'll do another one, especially baseball. I think a Bryce Harper, Trey Turner jersey. We'll get that going, and we'll get probably more than 40 contestants this time.
Yeah.
So
now that they see how it gets picked, it's not just who are your friends. It's the bingo does not lie.
No, the bingo does not lie, and we tried our best to do it.
It is just.
Yeah, it is just. We weren't just going to pick one name out of a hat. Bam, that's your winner. Now, let's make it fun. Let's make it interesting. The semifinal round was electric. Came down to two balls.
Two balls.
50-50 shot. So, again, congratulations to Hunter Landon / Landon Hunter. You win it.
Winner.
And you got the jersey. So
great kid.
Great kid.
Don't even know him. Great kid. He seemed like it on the phone.
He was very excited.
He had really good picks.
He had
Did
great
he
picks.
say 50 for Wemby?
I thought I heard 50 for RJ Barrett
50?
and Wemby.
50.
I think it's 15 because he
had
said
to be 15.
He said the odds after were like plus 650 something.
Yeah, there's no way.
No
50
shot.
would be
because that would be
for
one
RJ
bet.
Barrett, bro.
So 15 seems like a very favorite heavy better.
Yeah.
With big odds that are very easy to hit. Yeah. So we congratulate him, and it was fun. With that being said, Saturday, I'm very excited for this. I don't know about you, but it's looking like it's going to happen, and
we'll see.
I think we're going to win.
We'll see.
Curdy,
we got to iron some things out. I got to make sure I can be there for sure. What? I do.
You will be there.
I have to. Yeah. No, I'll do my best to be there, but we got to figure it out.
I think we got it, dude.
I need to know that they're going to wake up.
They will wake up.
All right.
This is a 2v2 scramble Saturday, 9 holes. Me and Mahler against. Well, wait.
Yeah.
I already said Curdy, so Curdy and then C-Mac.
Well, before we advertise that, go watch the scramble.
Yeah, it's awesome.
The scramble is up now.
Scramble
is up. We have another video coming out next week. Do we want to spoil what it is?
Sure.
All right, we won't say what happens, but I give Mike 18 strokes on the back 9. 18.
We played today. We recorded. It was frigid this morning, but it warmed up, and we had a blast.
It was very fun.
One of those where it was a lot of trees, a lot of tree action, that's all I'll say. But
we hit at least one tree every hole. Like solid. It wasn't like, we clipped the branch. It was the ball had a mark on it. Really good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff. But
let's get into football.
Yeah, I mean, another good week. We'll make it a quick one. The Jets-Giants game was so ugly. Like, there are bad football games, there are good football games, and then there are just – it's unwatchable football. And that game was unwatchable until overtime. Not even the last 24 seconds of the game because, no, I lied. The last 24 seconds of the game were watchable. Before that, I think the stats, there had to be at least like 30 attempts on third down. I think between the Jets and the Giants, we maybe got around 4 completions on third down for a first. It was ugly. Thomas Morstead is the Jets punter. He was the man of the match. He had around 2 punts that were inside the 5-yard line. That was the only exciting part. And we've seen so many games where the punter is getting the most action. I don't know how. Graham Gano, shout out to you. Saquon, shout out to you. I know your dad's very excited. He's got a Jets tattoo. We're 4-3 now. The Jets are 4-3. The Giants, I think, are 2-6 or 2-5. Mm-hmm. Not looking good, going in the wrong direction.
We got to talk about this Giants team. I know they don't have Danny Dimes, and Taylor went out with a rib injury. But this team sucks. They're terrible.
Yeah.
Their wide receivers, ready for this? Darren Waller, 1 reception, 4 yards.
He was
Matt
out.
Breida, 1 reception, 4 yards. Saquon, 3 receptions, 0 yards. Darius Slayton, 1 for -1. I mean, that's horrible. I get it, you don't have a quarterback, but in the NFL, how do you have no one over 10 yards receiving? That's horrible. Saquon, though, did have 128 yards.
Saquon, yeah. That once Tommy DeVito came in, who, by the way, first time in franchise history, threw for negative yardage. Once he came in, they just gave Saquon the ball every time. Like they had no other game plan. Did you know that their backup game plan, if DeVito went down, was to have Saquon in the Wildcat? I think they would have been better off having Saquon in the Wildcat
because he at least would have thrown it forward.
He could have threw it. He could have just ran. But the Jets were ready. They knew it wasn't going to work. So
my favorite part about the whole DeVito situation is that he threw for -1 yards, and he got signed the next day.
Yeah, I mean,
we could do this, Mike. We could get on a roster. If that's all you have to do.
We threw more yardage than Tommy DeVito.
If that's all you have to do. I could go in and throw for no yards. I'll spike the ball every time.
That was a success. I mean, I didn't even play, and I had a better yardage than him. So,
yeah.
But he did score a rushing touchdown off a little read option. Give him credit there.
He did.
But this is the thing about teams, like, and I feel like we really haven't seen it until now. I mean, because usually a team has, like, that number one guy, or like a number one guy that's okay and a number two guy that's okay that could kind of balance it out. But usually these teams always have that go-to guy they go to. Cowboys, CeeDee Lamb. Steelers, you got George Pickens. The Jets, Garrett Wilson. Vikings, Justin Jefferson. Carolina, Adam Thielen, etc. But this is another thing. Like, you look at the Chiefs, for example. They have their Travis Kelce, tight end. I get it. But now they're starting to get Rashee Rice. Like, Rashee Rice is the new guy that's coming up and who's getting a lot of targets. The Giants never they tried to address the wide receiver situation with Paris Campbell and Jalen Hyatt. Jalen Hyatt, I don't even think is seeing the field much.
No, I don't understand that.
You might as well play him. He's a deep threat. You might as well just give him a shot and just let him run go routes.
I've watched 2 Giants games this year, 3 Giants games this year, and every time I watch, Hyatt always has like a 30-yard catch. That's the only time I've ever seen him, but he always has one. Why is he not playing?
Yeah. It's insane because you need a guy to depend on, and they don't have that. Like Waller, yeah, but he can't stay on the field. Granted, he has no one to throw to him, and their offensive line has just been terrible because they're just swapping through players on each position from left tackle to right tackle, and they don't have a solidified line. And I get it. A lot of injuries happen. In that Jets-Giants game, the Jets lost, 3 linemen? 3 starting linemen? McGovern?
Yeah.
McGovern, we lost Wes Schweitzer. He was a backup but was starting and would have been a starter. And then somebody else. A lot of injuries.
It's time to get grass.
Yeah, it's time to get grass.
Why,
but NFL's not going to do it.
How many injuries at MetLife do we have to have before they get grass?
They don't care, dude.
I would start to care because it's starting to hurt his pocket.
It's a lot of people's pockets, the Giants and the Jets.
Yeah.
And it's like,
it's time for grass.
Yeah, like grass is fun to play on. Like I don't see what is so tough about it, but
grass is ass? No, grass is great.
Grass is great. But yeah, the Giants season's done, and it's funny because I say this all the time. Like I figure they would be somewhat competitive. Last year I was like, oh, they suck, and no, they were competitive, and I'm like, you know what? No, this year they actually might make some noise, but now they suck.
Now I'm gonna have to bring up the clip, but Gassy, you were on this pod with me with Louie, and tried to warn him. Did I not say I see a way that they only win 3 or 4 games?
You did warn him.
Like there's a clip out there on this show where I say
did see
2 to 4 wins you guys have.
To your credit, it did sound a little outlandish at the time too.
Yeah.
They would only win 2 to 4 games, but it's gonna happen.
That team, you can't win in the NFL without wide receivers. You can't. It's the whole NFL is designed around a quarterback being protected so he can throw the ball. If you don't have people to then take advantage of that, how are you going to win games?
Like, how long can you depend on Sterling Shepard or Darius Slayton?
I think that
how
is
long
long
can
gone.
you do that?
I think I could tell you can't. They aren't depending on them because it's not happening. They've given up on them, if anything, at this point.
Then why haven't they moved them and try to get better pieces at receiver? Darius Slayton's
but
one
you can
thing,
only
but
do
Shepard is
But if
another
they have
one.
nothing to give up, who wants them?
Hey, that's the GM.
Who wants them?
That's the GM.
Who wants them?
I mean, maybe some team would want Sterling Shepard off a healthy injury, but I don't know.
Who?
Listen, I'm not
Exactly.
saying I want him.
Exactly.
That's true.
No one wants them. The only way those guys are going out of the Giants organization is if
They get released.
Yeah. It's a career-ending injury, God forbid, or they just quit. That's the only way they're leaving the Giants.
Then they just got to put in Jalen Hyatt every single snap.
Yeah.
You drafted this guy in the 3rd round,
Yeah.
4th round. You have to have him on the field. You have to. What else? Paris Campbell, Wan'Dale Robinson is one thing. He's probably like one receiver. That's all right. But again, they don't have a line to protect. They don't have a quarterback to throw to any of those guys. So
they're at a point
you have to
where-
run it, and you know that they're going to stuff the box
Yeah.
with Saquon. They're not going to
That's
let
what
him
she
go
said.
crazy. Yes, but they're a disaster, and they just traded away Leonard Williams to the Seattle Seahawks, teaming up with Jamal Adams. But yeah, it's bad. It's bad, and Dable, I hate to say it, he's definitely on the hot seat.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be, but he is.
I don't know how many games can he slam down his headset before he just accepts that his team sucks. Every game at the end. Boom. Boom. Like, bro, just relax. Like, your team sucks. They're in one of the best positions in the NFL right now.
High draft pick.
Because they can get, but they can tank without anyone. They have a great excuse. Oh, all of our guys are injured? Let's see what the young guys have. And they can just tank. We're going to play DeVito to see what he's got. All right. Yeah, let's tank.
Never throw the ball.
Yeah. They're going to pump Saquon's stats and then get him out of there for a ton of draft capital. And boom.
That's a trade target right there.
Giants are back.
I'll tell you what, though. Like, not even on the Giants because it was a gross game on both sides, but the Jets 100% deserve to lose that game. They deserve to lose. Graham Gano missed 2 field goals, especially the last one. The Jets should have lost that game 100%. I'm not saying the Giants are better than us, but they played better than us that game, in my opinion. Zach Wilson didn't do shit.
Hey, he stood in there and made a good throw at the end.
Yeah, 24 seconds left in the 4th quarter.
That's fine. Someone had to do it.
It's like it was just gross. I mean,
it was a great throw.
Nathaniel Hackett, just not a good game plan. Garrett Wilson is the best player on Garrett and Brees are all we have. That's it. He's almost on his own level because he makes these insane catches that nobody talks about. Gassy, when he had that sideline catch, toe tap,
Yes, sir.
like Michael Jackson toe tap, not like D-hop, like toe of the shoe, like this, like.
Very nice.
Like, it was impressive.
I was waiting for someone to do it.
It was. I couldn't believe that he caught it because I thought it wasn't a catch. But Zach was actually trying to feed him the ball. He got a lot of targets. Dalvin Cook should not play. He should not be in at all. He should have been traded. Brees Hall is one of the best running backs in the league. I said it. It's actually true.
I don't understand why Dalvin Cook is all butthurt that he's not playing.
He knew that this was going to happen.
Like, you came in knowing that Brees was eventually going to be back and you would be number 2. So I don't know why you're upset that you're now number 2.
I mean, it's not like he's not getting like carries too. Like it's probably like 30% of the snap percentage between him and Brees, and then some Michael Carter. But the Jets defense again was electric. Quincy Williams might be a Pro Bowler, maybe even CJ.
He is fantastic.
Bryce Huff he needs to get signed. He should not go. I wanted them to make some moves at the trade deadline, but we made like one, and of course it was a lineman. But I don't know, man.
At least you made one.
We did make one.
Cowboys,
of course, no Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry did not go anywhere.
I'm convinced we didn't even try to get anyone.
No doubt.
I bet you Jerry Jones forgot it was the trade deadline with his old ass brain.
You know why? It's because they have games like they recently just did where Dak goes crazy and then CD goes crazy. He's like, look, we're fine. CD had 9 receptions for 100-something yards and a tutty, maybe even 2 touchdowns.
I want to. If the way you said that was a little negative towards Dak.
Nothing on Dak.
I just want to point out that Dak has had the best QBR over the last 2 weeks.
He had a phenomenal game.
He has been easily a top 10 quarterback so far in the league this year. Easily. I don't want to hear otherwise. He has been. Anyone that's putting up 40-plus points, I know some of the games the defense scored like 14 points, but still, he's still putting up at least 4 tuds.
Absolutely
He's putting drives together.
Absolutely clip it.
So now, with that being said, we got to talk about the NFC.
Let's go.
Eagles are 100% the top dog at the moment. I don't want to hear another word about the 49ers. Brock Purdy, without his weapons, can't do anything. Guys, yeah, I'm still on the train for Brock Purdy, but this kid has to figure it out because he's losing us money.
Chase Young?
That's a defender.
It is, but now their defense is maybe one of the best we've ever seen.
That's true. Yeah, so the defense shouldn't allow points.
No. They should allow a max of 13 a game.
Like, the standard that was set for the Cowboys the first couple weeks is now set for them.
If Saleh was still there, they win a Super Bowl.
Easily.
I don't know about this guy that's there now.
I agree with you there.
I'm not gonna like
top dog stuff.
I'm not gonna panic on them though. I mean,
no, I'm not panicking, but I just don't want to hear anything about them until they prove that they're back to being the top dog. Like next week, sure, if you win, all right, cool, you won, but then you got to go prove it again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we can't go on 3-game stretches where we just lose, and we lose to the Browns, the Vikings, and the Bengals. The Vikings were the laughingstock of that division for about 2 weeks during that stint, and the 49ers lost to them. Now, the Bengals won. Bengals are back.
Bengals are back.
The
Bengals are back.
Now, before we move on to the Bengals, I just want to say the Cowboys and the Eagles game this week,
predictions.
It's a big game, but at the same time, I don't think it's going to affect the season because we always split with them. And I just want to get ahead of it before everyone starts coming. Obviously, I'm going to pull hard for the Cowboys. I will make fun of Eagles fans. I will not apologize if we win this game at the Link.
It's a statement game.
I will laugh. I will literally cry tears of laughter when we win this game at the Link. But we always split. I'm expecting the Eagles to win this game. If they win it, I will not be surprised. I will not be upset because we got the Giants, Panthers, and the Commanders coming up next, and those are 3 wins. So I really don't care.
I think it's a 100% statement game. I think the first time you see Philly, you want to punch them in the mouth. And the same goes for Philly because Philly, of course, I wouldn't say has their number, but they always give them a hard time. I think the Cowboys, this has to be a game where, like, listen, we're 8 weeks in, about to be 9. We play the Birds. Let's give it hell. Like, this is a game that we want to win, and we don't want to lose whatsoever. Now, let's beat them.
I see us winning this game.
I think it's close.
I think this is going to be a lot closer than people think. Eagles fans are coming in thinking they're going to blow us out. I don't see that. Like, yeah, it's always a possibility with the Cowboys. Like, it's not a Dak Prescott thing. It's a Cowboys thing. Look at the defense, how they showed up against the there's games where we just don't show up, and I don't understand it. We look like a completely different team. No offense to the Jets and the Giants, but we literally look like that. We look like that some weeks, and it's baffling to me. But then we come out against the Rams and we look phenomenal.
But
I don't get it.
this is a game where we need to see Dak go nuts. Like we need to see this. This is like
I think he will.
Yeah, and I'm not even trying to like jump conclusions to the Dolphins, but like we've seen the Dolphins play like one team over 500. I still think they're a very good team, but like they played the Birds and they lost outright. Like they should.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, you can talk about the refs and everything, but they lost. They got outplayed.
Yeah.
Like right now for Dallas, especially as like a fan of football who watches Dallas, they're America's team. Like we need to see Dak play hard, and we need to see him put up numbers, and we can't see him coming back down 2 touchdowns, trying to come back from a lead with like 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, 21 points. Like keep it close, get on him early, and get the dub, dude.
Yes. And I think it's possible because both defenses are solid. Both offenses are solid. It's going to be a close game, and if the Eagles try to slow this thing down, I think it hurts them. I really do think it hurts them. And one other thing, everyone's always on Dak if he throws one single interception.
You know what's going to happen.
I want to show you a stat real quick. Patrick Mahomes, 8 interceptions this year. Josh Allen, 8 interceptions this year. Jalen Hurts, 8 interceptions this year. Matt Stafford, 7. Tua, 7. Dak Prescott, 5. If he throws one interception and Jalen doesn't, I don't want to hear a single word about interceptions. The argument is not there to be made. Until Dak gets above all those guys with his interceptions, we should not hear about it. The only one we should hear about is Josh Allen, because just like we say every year, this guy constantly throws interceptions and everyone just brushes it under the rug. Patrick Mahomes, he threw 2 interceptions this week, probably cost them the game. And, all we see on Instagram is his great throw that he had as he's running out of bounds. I'm tired of that. Where's all the Dak Prescott throws? Where's all the Dak ones? He has 5 interceptions this year. He's played better than some of these quarterbacks. I mean, Jalen Hurts has been horrible so far. He's only shown up for a week and a half. I'm tired of it. So we can move on. That's all I want to say. Eagles fans, if you have a problem with that, feel free to hit me up. We can have a nice, honest conversation.
Can I ask you one more thing about it?
Makes no sense. Yeah.
What do the Cowboys offense need to do to potentially beat the Birds? Like, what is the focal point? Where should they try to exploit Philly's defense?
First, we have to establish the run game. If we have no run game, we're screwed. Every time that we don't have a run game, Dak, he's just under pressure constantly. He just doesn't perform. If we can get a run game going early, I think it'll be tough. This defense is very good. I think we can really get after them.
All right.
Second thing, CeeDee Lamb has to touch the ball every other throw. If I swear to God, if Michael Gallup has 20 targets coming out of this game, I
can't wait till he's gone. It's not even on Michael.
I'm gonna take this off and burn it. If he has that, if he has more targets than CeeDee Lamb, this is game burner. I'll burn the whole laptop.
Might have to have a Philly fan on next show. Might have to hit up Greg.
Is Greg a Philly fan?
Yes.
I respect Greg. He's got a good head on his shoulders.
He's an avid follower. Yeah. Good dude.
I respect him.
There we go. So,
I don't know why he hates me so much. I respect him. I agree with him half the time. More than half the time.
Is it in Dallas or in Philly?
The link is in Philly.
No, I'm saying the game. Like Philly, Dallas. Is it? Where's it played at?
The link is in Philly.
The link. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, no, I wouldn't say I'm rooting. I think it will be a close game. I think they need to be creative with their offense. I mean, again,
every
time
we get creative,
I know
stuff just goes wrong.
I mean, don't have Tony Pollard hike the ball like they did with Zeke. Like maybe throw in a couple of screens, do something different. Like get them off their heels, I guess.
The problem with us is when we get creative, it's like we do an end around and we lose 6 yards.
Maybe
that's us being creative.
You think
creative ends with minus 10 yards?
Yeah, I mean, well, Mike McCarthy is pretty vanilla, so
yeah.
In a good way.
Don't say vanilla. We need him to stop eating vanilla.
Okay, fine. Maybe a big Brandon Cooks game. Maybe we can unlock Brandon Cooks.
I don't see it happening, but sure, yeah, that'd be good.
I really wish they would have made a move at the deadline.
Yeah.
You're
telling me,
it's
brother.
aggravating. Like, and I'm not even a Dallas Cowboys fan, but it's like Jerry. Like, Are you even going to pay CD at this point?
No,
Like, are you
he's a
just going to
Sith
move on
Lord,
to him?
Mike. He's a Sith Lord.
It's fucking bad, man.
He's a joke.
Yeah, it is. But we're rooting for both teams, I guess. More so the Cowboys, because I got Mr. Mueller here, and he's got faith.
I root for the Jets every week. We got to pull for the Cowboys.
For sure.
I need some support.
They had a great game against the Rams, so
They did.
we're rooting for them. They could do it. What else you got? I know we got a couple other topics.
Let's talk about the Bengals, then we got to talk about the American Jags.
Well,
Bengals are back, bro.
It's pretty simple.
They're
Bengals
about
are
to
back.
hand the Bills their 4th L of the season.
The Bengals are back. The Bills are overrated. Bills just signed Leonard Fournette to their practice squad. Don't really think it makes a difference either way. But no, the Bengals are back. I think it's very simple. It's a great win for them.
Doesn't it feel like the Bills have lost for like 5 weeks in a row?
Yeah, they suck, dude. They're
does.
not that good. They are not that good. I've been trying to tell people this, and they're still trying to disagree with me. I met a Bills fan at Bethlehem Golf Course when we went, and I was like, yo, your window's closed. He's like, nah, I wouldn't say that. I'm like, yeah, dude, it's closed. Like, you guys are done.
It's slammed shut.
It's slammed shut. It's done. Like, y'all are trash.
I locked that window.
Yeah. It's when Gabe Davis has good games, yeah, but when Josh Allen is playing like an idiot, no.
It really does all correlate to Gabe Davis.
It really
Yeah.
does.
Shows up, it changes their whole team.
Yeah, because Stefan doesn't have to do everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what's simple. I mean, is it a connection, chemistry type of thing with Josh Allen and Gabe? Who knows? I mean, he had good first 5 weeks, and they were winning. Besides against the Jets, but dude, they almost should have lost that game against the Bucks.
Yeah.
They're lucky they didn't score a freaking Hail Mary in the last second.
If the Bucks had any sort of like quarterback,
Like direction?
I like Baker, but if they had any sort of quarterback, they win that game.
You're going to see the Bucks blow it up very soon.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike Evans is going to go. Godwin's probably almost done with his contract. They'll keep the defense, but that offense is going to be a revolving door. There's going to be a lot of guys coming in, a lot of guys going out.
Yep.
So, again, they got players, but they just can't figure it out. Maybe it's Baker. Probably is Baker. But I believe the Falcons are first in that division right now, sleeper team, which is insane to me because I don't even think they're that good watching them.
This is it's the same thing with this division every year. They're all 4-4,
Yeah.
besides the Panthers who are 1-6. Shout out to the Panthers and Bryce Young.
Finally
First
got a
win.
dub
First
against
win.
C.J.
Clap it up.
Stroud and the
Clap it up.
Texans. Congratulations. No 0-4.
Yep. All I'm gonna say is they haven't lost in their for the last one game.
Ever
Wait,
since the bye
win
week.
streak? Are they gonna go undefeated?
They play the Colts this week.
They got the same record as you actually. If they had a tie.
I'm just we're gonna address the elephant in the room. If you haven't been fading me, I don't know what to tell you. I told you a couple weeks back. I am 1-7-1. It's so bad. I'm so dead in the water. This is what gambling does to a man. But we're gonna fight. I might get put on probation by the end of the year.
Yep. Well, so, Cassie, do
You
we
pushed.
agree? Do we agree on the if he doesn't win?
And if he goes 1-16-1, he will have a punishment.
Are we? So now we got to talk about this here. If he pushes a couple times, those aren't wins.
If you end with one win, something's got to happen.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I think if
No,
you end with
I
one win on the
100%,
board,
I agree. Yeah.
I think next year should we just do the parlay thing where he has to pick 3 teams each week, and if it doesn't hit, he's not allowed to do it. Like he has to hit a 3-team parlay.
Something will be done about it.
I
Well,
think-
it's not gonna happen because this is the week.
We'll have to take massive action.
Oh yeah, wait, we got to
It's
find.
bad. But it's like
We should find a Mike
funny.
lookalike and just have him sit in.
But you know what though? It's so bad, but yet like it's so good. Like I am on a streak that is just it's unheard of. And if people actually listen to the
I'll
pod,
tell you why it's good, because now we know who to bet against.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like I said this weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago, like dude, just fade me. Like I am in the fade worthy category, and you can win. And dude, if you would have taken me the last 2 weeks, you would have won money.
We're still giving the people good picks.
Just not
Yeah.
me. It's just Mikey
It's not
sucks. Like I'm just trash right now.
For now on, if you want to be a
They
safe
have my-
and responsible gambler, parlay mine and Gassie's
And fade me, bro.
And then put his to the side
And if you're taking
and
his
think
bets,
really hard about
please
it.
call the gambling hotline.
Yeah,
Dude,
he's horrible.
It's come to the point now where I'm just trying to find something. Like, I already did touchdowns. I've done fucking underdogs. I've done favorites. The only win, by the way,
Over-unders.
I haven't done that yet, and we're changing it this week. But now it's, do I want to actually pick my pick, or do I want to fade
Mike,
myself?
Mike, you actually took Jags Falcons in London over 43.5.
Oh,
week
you're
4.
right. Yeah, and
So,
that,
you lost that one as well.
terrible. That game was really hard to watch.
So here are Mike's picks so far this year. Patriots plus 3.5 at home.
They lost by 5.
Yeah.
They should have won
Panthers
that, by
plus
the way.
3.
That
Panthers
pushed.
suck.
That
but
pushed.
that push.
That was a
Seahawks
rough
minus
game.
5.5 was a win.
That was the dub.
The London game. That was terrible offensively.
Yeah, that was bad.
We did not take into account that they had to actually fly over there with jet lag
But
and
you
play
would
3 days later.
You would think that they would give them a show because they're in London, you know.
Yeah, but they're all tired.
Yeah,
all
true.
drowsy.
True.
Cowboys plus 3.5. Now
That was against the Niners.
Niners.
Jesus.
That was wrong.
I was rooting for them.
Broncos plus 10.5.
Which they just beat the Chiefs this week. Lockett scored this week, didn't score last week. Like, I'm right there.
Actually, hold up a second.
The Broncos won. They beat
Hold
the
up.
Chiefs.
We got to look at this real quick. Your last 5 picks, the Jags and Falcons, I think both had over 43.5 points in their game the next week. Cowboys absolutely covered 3.5 the next week.
Yeah.
Broncos absolutely covered 10.
Beat 'em outright.
next week.
They,
Lockett
by the way,
scored
that
a
was
touchdown this week.
This week, by the way, that was a half point cover that I missed.
Who are the Colts playing this week?
They play the Panthers.
Colts are gonna win this week. Colts money line missed. Colts money line is the play this week.
I'm not taking it.
I'm taking it.
So now you're just forming your bets off of just my.
Whatever you took the week before, I am now taking the next week.
But
Get into the mortals.
hold on. Well, we might as well. But the Panthers are 1-0 after a bye week. Like, now you're.
They're also 1-0 this season starting this week.
That's what I'm saying.
They're undefeated.
Now, do you think they ride a hot
They're
streak?
tied for first coming out of week 8, going into week 9. They're tied for first, 1-0.
I'm so bad.
Yeah, you are. All right, do we want to get in the mortals quick?
Yes, I do. I'm not going first, though. What the fuck do my
I
picks
won,
matter?
so I go first. Now, my pick, and a lot of people are going to raise their eyebrow and be mad about this. It's almost a spite bet. It's almost a juju bet. It's almost a I want to reverse psychology them bet. I'm taking a 4 p.m. game. My team is involved in it. Eagles minus 3.
Wow, dirty money.
Yep.
Dirty money. Hey, listen. It's business. It's not personal.
You stupid
It's not personal.
people. You really think I would take the Eagles minus 3?
Well, you're talking to two Jets fans who bet on their own
If I could
team.
pick something in that game, which I'm not going to because I'm too nervous for the game, I would take Cowboys minus 22.5 because those odds are fantastic. I'm taking the Bengals in Sunday Night Football, home against the Bills, minus 2.5. The Bengals are back. Joey Burrow is able to run. The Bengals are going to the Super Bowl again this year, unless the Jets go.
Did you know I bet 500 against the Jets? Like the new customer first risk-free bet they have on
serious?
FanDuel. So the Jets had Joe Flacco. They played the Cardinals. We were watching in 333. I bet 500 on the Cardinals and I won. I bet against my own team. Dirty money. That's what we call it, and it's respectable. Sometimes you got to do it.
I bet against the Jets every week.
Now,
we're talking about the Jets.
You know
here.
what? I can't even say anything because last year I bet against the Flyers every single game.
Listen, it's not personal.
I knew they were going to lose.
Listen, you got to bet with your head, not your heart.
Yeah. No, that's smart. Well, I'm still staying away from that. Yeah, Eagles. Pray for you. All right, Gassy, you're up. Yours pushed last week. So I had the Jags minus 2.5. So the Jags USA are back. Gassy had the Jets minus 3. That pushed in overtime. Big push. Over to you.
So the Washington Commanders just lost Chase Young and Montez Sweat.
Yes.
So I'm taking the Patriots minus 3.5 at home.
I like that.
I think the Patriots, they've been getting slandered a little bit this year, rightfully so, but they're a lot better than Washington. So we're taking New England.
Absolutely. I like that. Oops. Uh-oh.
All right, I got nothing to say. You know what?
Mike, this is a big pick. Now, a lot's riding on this because this will be the halfway point of the season, which means you will have to win one at some point in the second half of the season. You have one win coming into the halfway point. One win.
All right, I'm gonna do it, and it's real ugly. But you got. I have other picks, but like I gotta just stick with my gut here.
Can I guess what it is?
Sure.
You said it's real ugly.
Yeah, it's ugly.
Are you taking the Saints?
No.
Browns?
No. I was gonna take the Cardinals. That would have been my other bet, but
Okay,
I'm
over
not.
to you. I'm not going to guess 3 times.
All right, it's gonna be a Thursday night pick 'em, and we're gonna go with the under 36.5. Titans, Steelers under 36.5. 36.5. We're going under. Kenny Pickett sucks.
Honestly, one team just has to get to 20.
Kenny Pickett
One
sucks.
team just has to get to 20.
Listen, Steelers defense, Pittsburgh defense, or Steelers defense, the Titans defense, even though he just lost Byard. Is Will Levis going to be the guy he was last week? Hell no, bro. I'm taking the under on that. So you guys do what you got to do with it. You want to take the over by all means. 36.5.
Do you want me to put a play in against it?
Stop. 36.5 is a trap bet.
Do you want me to put a play in against it?
Sure.
I'll take the over 50. So it just there's like if I take over 50, it'll push all the odds back into your favor because the universe is going to look at this guy and be like, yo, what is this kid thinking? Like, what an idiot. We have to make sure he learns his lesson, and they'll just make sure that this game has like 10 points. Guaranteed win.
We're taking the under. Don't touch it. Stick with your mortal. We're going under.
All right.
And we're going to come back, dude. Don't feel bad for me.
Just trying to help.
I'm not feeling bad for myself. This is all me, and it's all right.
I just
we got
don't
a
have
lot
to
of time
replace you.
left. Dude, I
What?
made this show, bro.
Whoa. I don't know about that.
The idea creator was here.
Jordan.
No?
I give props to Jordan.
Because you called him a B-Wags.
He is. He is a bandwagon.
The B-Wags.
Love Jordan, stats guy, but
Alex the Lion. But yeah, that's what I'm rocking with. But you know what? I will say, even though we're not calculating the Leroy Jenkins Player of the Week, I am absolutely on a roll with it. But I don't even know who mine was last week. I also guessed a 69 Player of the Week last week out of thousands of players, which is pretty impressive. Not thousands, but around
how many
1,000
players play a week, you think?
So there's 53-man rosters, there's 32 teams.
How many guys actually play, though?
I don't know. There are a bunch. Especially on one team, I would throw maybe like 25 around there.
So 25
rotational
times,
players.
So you're saying 25 guys play.
I would say around 25 guys.
All right, you know what? We'll give them 30. So 30 times 30 is what?
A lot. I can't do the math right now. I'm tired.
900.
900. There we are.
So it's got to be close.
So we're close. So we're around a grand. So that's
69?
impressive. That's impressive.
It is.
69 Player of the Week, Jerome Ford. Congratulations.
Now, this week's 69 player nominees.
We got a bunch.
Of Falcons D, 69 tackles. Geno Smith, 6.9 average passing yards. T. Higgins, 69 receiving yards. And Keenan Allen also received 69.
That's it?
Yeah.
I personally,
I want to go with T. Higgins.
I was going to go Geno, 6.9.
Yeah, but that's not
They ain't right
good,
back, though.
But it's not good.
But they ain't right back, though.
That's what I mean.
They ain't right back.
That's what I mean.
6.9 average.
Yeah, but T. Higgins in a statement win, he received 69.
I just don't want him to get concussed.
He asked and he received.
Josh Jacobs was also really close, 61 yards.
I know, the king.
The King almost had it again.
They should have given it to him one more time.
Do you know what the line was for his rushing yards? 59.5. It's amazing.
It's crazy how they do it.
It is wild. So T. Higgins, is that the consensus?
What are we
here?
doing?
Huh?
Are we here? Bring the bingo ball machine. Bingo ball. We can't decide. We'll give. What number does T. Higgins wear?
How about this? How about this? You do
Even or odd?
B
Even or odd?
for one guy, I, and G-O Because there's 5 of them, right? Or is there only 4?
What if we just do even or odd?
Even or odd? I
Yeah.
like that. He's number 85, so.
Who, Higgins?
Yes.
What number?
Or
is
no,
he?
he's number 5 now.
All right, well, he's still odd.
And you know what's funny enough? I think
Gino-
Gino is also number 5. I swear to God, I think he's number 5.
God damn it. All right, well, Gino's going to be even. T. Higgins is going to be odd.
All right. Congratulations to N31.
All right, T. Higgins.
T. Higgins,
Congratulations,
congrats.
bud. First time winner.
Congratulations
First
to
time winner.
N31. T. Higgins, the Bengal baby, 69 player of the week. So, real quick, I just want to talk about. We still going, guys?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to talk about the standings and kind of where we're at. Maybe some teams that you think can maybe make a push in the
Sure
hunt type of
thing,
teams.
sure thing.
Before we do that, I have something to say.
Go ahead, guys.
Jimmy Garoppolo is the worst quarterback in the NFL. That man is terrible. Did you see what happened at the end of the game yesterday with Devontae? Why he was throwing his helmet?
It's probably a terrible throw.
They had like a small chance to come back at the end of the game. Like they had the ball down 2 scores with 5 minutes left. Devontae is wide open. Just
Overthrew him.
free 80-yard touchdown.
Yeah, overthrew him.
Jimmy G just looks up in the air, and it looked like he tried to throw the ball at like the Jumbotron. He just airmailed it, threw it 10 yards over his head, and Devontae was not happy.
No, he wasn't.
He is not going to be on that team next
I
year.
feel so bad for him because it's funny because the reason that he went to the Raiders was because of Derek Carr. Like Derek Carr was the reason because they played in college together, and then they ship out Derek Carr. They bring in Jimmy G. They are bad, and it's funny because I believe that their record is like 3-4, and they're like second in that conference or in the division. But man, they're a disaster. Josh McDaniels, Mark Davis won't fire him. He won't fire him. He's too much of a bitch.
I think it was good to have him this year just because you're tanking. Maybe you can get one of these good quarterbacks. But they need somebody, dude. They can't go into another season with Jimmy G.
No
That's
shot.
not an option.
And it's funny because that was like a thought for some Jets fans of like having when they went through that whole saga of like bringing in another quarterback for Zach. Like Jimmy was an option. I'm like, you guys are crazy. Like I'm not that high on Jimmy G either, but like we've seen how bad he is, man. And I feel for Devontae Adams, and it's funny too because he knows that he wants out and he's not happy there. Yet they still did not trade him. Like I wouldn't even play. Why would you play at that point? I mean, granted his contract, but
He will be a New York Jet.
oh, I would love it. I'm not counting that out either. I would love that to happen.
We've heard murmurs and whispers about it all year. Didn't happen at the trade deadline. Didn't expect it to.
None, yeah.
But after this season, he'll be on the Jets.
Wait, we skipped over this. I want to talk about this real quick. The Vikings. So Kirk Cousins, unfortunately, just tore his Achilles.
Yep.
I was thinking about their roster and like where they're at too. They're in a sticky situation because they just traded for Josh Dobbs, which is I think a pretty good move, just to have a quarterback in there. They just gave up their stud guard. I think his name is Ezra Cleveland, if I'm correct.
Yep.
He's gone. Now you have JJ. He should be coming back soon. Like, what do you do from here? Like, are you like blowing it up? Are you gonna pay JJ? Because regardless, I think whatever you do with Justin Jefferson will be helpful to your team. Either you trade him away because you'll get so much shit for him, or you sign him because it's Justin Jefferson. Like, as a Vikings GM or as a GM in general, what would you do?
So this is from a huge diehard Vikings fan. I have texts from it. Here's his messages after the Kirk injury occurred. I would take the next 5 fantasy punishments and pay everyone's entrance fee for the next 5 years if you could reverse Kirk's injury. I just hate the fact I'll never see him in purple again, right at his peak. It's just so wrong. And then this one's a religious message. still talking about it, should I read it or
Sure,
get back?
go ahead.
Okay. Sorry to all the religious folks, but if there has ever been an event to confirm there is no God, this is it. He was a humble Bible belting man and was spit on.
You know he is down bad. He's down bad.
Listen, Jets fans know there's no God, or if there is one, he hates us.
Yeah, he's cursed. Like if you get to the gates of heaven and you just have like, oh, ask me a question. Like my first one would be like, did you curse the Jets on purpose, or are they just suck? And I wish I could find that answer out, because if you see like if he's like, well, a guy named Joe Namath actually sold his soul to the devil, I'd be dead, but I would hope the worst for that guy. I hope he's in hell. But yeah, that's probably the first question I asked. But now,
Joe Namath will be in hell.
yeah, at
because
this
of
point,
his,
yeah.
his history with women. That's not what God wants. The Bible doesn't condone that.
I want to kiss you. we have to post that interview. It is so funny. Even like the way he talks. It's not. I don't even think it's because he's old. I think it's just because how he is. Like, oh, we got play. Like, oh, I don't know, man. But oh, by the way, we got a text from Drew Appleman. I need back onto Unleashed on the shitty team we have. So we can have him on maybe like a week or two from now.
Wait, what was that?
I need back on to Unleash on this shitty team we have. He might be boozing, but there's a reason. What he said.